gosh. Okay, I made it.
Oh, hey, Serenity. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the news and updates. We're so glad you're here. And happy Pride Month, Karen.
Happy Pride Month to you too, Laurel, and welcome to all for our celebration of Pride Month here in AltSpace VR for the second week of June.
Whew, it's already second week. What
I
happened?
know,
For
I
four
can't
years,
believe it.
I know
Wow.
we've not only celebrated and helped collaborate with Pride Month festivities, we've been bringing you the news from the metaverse and AltSpace VR every Saturday. Miss a show? Catch it on our YouTube. No time to jump into AltSpace VR? Join us on the live stream on YouTube and Twitch.
And remember, we film the audience during our discussions if there's time, so be ready. We also report on news you need to know throughout the week on our News and Updates Discord.
We are not employees of AltSpace VR, but we're volunteers. We're community members. We do this because this community is important to us. You are important to us. It takes a village to support this community.
We also wish to thank all of our volunteers who help make this possible. You are the reason we're all here. So let's get this party started. Now let's start with some AltSpace VR news.
Whoa, AltSpace VR is working on a patch to release in the next week or so as a hot fix for issues that are found in the recent big release that came out a couple weeks ago.
The hotfix will add the ability to switch accounts through a new tab in the Link Accounts panel to make it easier to switch between different AltSpace VR accounts. Yay! They didn't realize that so many users had multiple accounts, such as a personal and professional account or camera bot account, which is allowed.
What a relief. I'm so excited about that.
Yes.
They're also adding quicker kicking of users and events as they clean up the report panel for remover, and also make it easier to remove someone from the event for a good reason, not a bad reason, allow them to re-enter. Currently, the removal lists only the bad things. And we need some good stuff on that list too.
That's for sure. Search features will also be added to past events, making it easier to duplicate events for event hosts and producers, something we've wanted for a long time. This will be available on the AltSpace VR website as most event creation has been moved out of the in-world user interface.
We are so excited about these changes and looking forward to more feature improvements over the next few months as we move closer and closer along that long roadmap that Microsoft and Altspace developers have planned towards the Microsoft Mesh incorporation. Can't wait.
Which leads us to the news that Alex Kipman is leaving Microsoft in the mixed reality division and its impact on AltSpace VR and our community.
It was announced this week that the leader and developer behind the HoloLens has been in discussions to leave the company for the last few months and will be leaving in about 2 months.
A story recently in Insider, a magazine site that competes in many ways with the likes of National Enquirer and other scandals, reported on toxic behavior inside of the company in and around Alex Kipman.
To be fair, Kipman is not the only one impacted by the toxic atmosphere of harassment and bad behavior. Terry Myerson of Windows and Tom Keene, VP of Azure Cloud Computing Business, have also left the the country. Sorry, the company.
That
That
too.
was Freudian completely. Okay, they've also left the company or are in the process of doing so as they clean things up. Even the CEO of Microsoft was caught a few years ago being sexist. It's a changing time in the workplace, and old ways of controlling and abusing employees is coming to an end. We hope. I mean, they've gotten rid of the whips and the chains. We're waiting on the rest of it.
The announcement about Kipman leaving the Mixed Reality Hardware Group and the company came with some other restructuring news. While AltSpace VR was not directly mentioned, Microsoft Mesh was, and that's the direction in which AltSpace is moving.
Now, here's what we know. First, Microsoft is famous for restructuring every 2 years, which is good and bad for employees and productivity. Now, to the specifics.
The mixed reality team is now divided into two teams focused on hardware and software, or as they say, devices and experiences.
Like many complex companies, Microsoft has been working for years on creating a smooth interface that transitions between hardware devices and software experiences. They want the same experience in the HoloLens as on a mobile phone as on a desktop computer, right? We all get that.
They Yeah, they call these experiences and devices, bringing diverse product lines like Microsoft Office, Windows, and VR experiences to work as if they are one. It's the software side, so to speak.
Now, Windows and devices, different from experiences and devices, is dedicated to the hardware that supports these and the next generation of computer hardware.
Where does AltSpace VR fit into this new company structure? Under experiences and devices, which is where the Microsoft Mesh and enterprise version of AltSpace lives.
After all, AltSpace is an experience, right? So, this week's news, as it is, it's true. Yeah, I thought that was appropriate.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. This week's news, as well as reports over the past 2 years, continue to see AltSpace VR moving closer and closer to the enterprise version of AltSpace VR that embraces the Microsoft Mesh SDK already integrated into the enterprise version of Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Mesh's AltSpace VR experience is already thriving with Accenture and many other large corporations that are using the test version. How the community version integrates into that or how it remains separate is still a question we want answered. And in many ways, I think it's still a question that Microsoft is working on.
I do too. Kitman
Mhm.
has wanted to move on to other products and projects for a long time. We wish him well as he transitions out of the company. New leadership is already working on the next generation of mixed reality collaboration and experiences. I'm so excited.
Like the rest of you, we're waiting, watching, and eager to learn more.
Mhm. Now, if you've been keeping up with us over the past few months, you've heard us talking about the proposal by Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, to partner with other game developer platforms and game studios to share an API that helps users block bad actors across all games and platforms. Well, Quest has just announced a system wide blocking API to do just that.
Developers may now incorporate the ability for users to block bad actors across multiple platforms, including Steam VR and non VR consoles. If someone harasses, trolls, or gives you a reason to block, they will be blocked across all the platforms and apps using the API.
Meta admits this is not a requirement for developers, so users are encouraged to request developers incorporate it into their games and apps. But it is still their choice, not ours. So it makes me wonder, would you use it if you had the ability to block somebody, let's say on Facebook, and it went across into all the different Oculus apps and maybe into Xbox and stuff? Would you? Good question. With the ease of bad actors and trolls that have the ability to follow us from space to space in the metaverse and social media, we believe this is a step in the right direction. I just wish it wasn't meta behind it, but
Mhm.
I like
True.
it's a good step.
It is a good step. News out of Lagos this week highlighted a volunteer visiting elder care homes around the city with headsets. The seniors are having the time of their lives, dancing, playing games, exploring the world, and enjoying themselves, taking a break from the day-to-day boredom, which Laurel, I wanted to mention. I Yesterday I went to a friend's house and her husband has um, a little bit of beginning dementia. Long
Oh.
story, but anyway, she bought him a Quest 2, and I went over there
Oh.
and we spent a great part of the time just having him familiarize himself with the controllers and where to place his finger for the trigger and the grab button. And then we went
Mhm.
into the little tutorial that they have for steps,
Mhm.
I think it's called,
Yeah, first
and did a
steps. Yeah.
little bit with that. And then she
Oh, how
texted me
fun!
today to say that he had been practicing with the
I love it.
controllers.
Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. It really is amazing. Now, this is not the first time we've heard about this, and this has been a dream of mine. And I'm going to be working with Dr. Jose Ferrer, the team leader for educators in VR, XR medical and healthcare team, to develop a free training introduction here in Allspace VR to help others learn how to do the same thing in their community for children in elder care homes and hospitals. So stay tuned for news on that.
That's just
Now,
awesome, Laurel.
I'm so excited. It's a dream come true.
Oh,
It's been 5 years I've been wanting to do this, and we're gonna do this. I
wow.
got the right connections to make it happen. Now,
That's
if
awesome.
anybody wants to help, let me know. Get involved with Educators in VR. Congrats to the UK and for all the celebrations that everyone's enjoyed over the past few weeks, to honoring the Queen for her 7th year on the throne for the British Platinum Jubilee. While she was unable to attend many of the events due to health issues, if you were along the parade route or you spotted it on watching on television, you may have spotted her in her golden carriage.
Wow. The 260-year-old horse-drawn carriage was used by the Queen in her 1953 coronation ceremony as she rode to Buckingham Palace. Her image was beamed into the carriage over the past few weeks as a hologram to commemorate the celebration with some mixed reality. I love it.
That's awesome. I mean,
It
what a cool,
is.
whether she could be in there or not, what a cool thing. I think that's awesome. I
Yes.
love it. Now, our hearts go out to those in the southern United States and across Europe and India and everywhere suffering from extreme heat conditions right now. Temperatures today could break records from California to Florida and beyond, with serious health risks for all. India seeing extremely hot temperatures that are going on for months, with deaths increasing daily.
If you live in one of the areas of the world facing extreme heat and weather conditions, please be safe. Stay cool and visit as many cool virtual worlds as possible. Research shows that body temperatures shift slightly when in colder or hotter virtual environments. It won't help you or save your life, but it might help you cool down a little with plenty of fluids. Stay safe, please.
Please, please. Now it's time for our tech and hardware.
Yay! The International Data Corporation, or IDC, an analyst firm, reports that 14.8 million Quest 2 units have been sold, 14.8 million, since its launch in 2021. They've declared it the most successful VR headset to date.
Aha. They also reported that VR sales grew 97% over the past year.
Wow.
That's just bonkers. And almost 25% in the first quarter of this year. Now, that doesn't count all the ones that get purchased and then used once and collect dust, but we're not tracking those. To
Mhm.
compare, PlayStation 5 has officially sold 20 million units, with the Quest coming in just a few million behind. That's pretty amazing.
That is amazing. And stats are out for May on Steam, and they are reporting a sudden jump in Valve VR headset users, which brought some puzzled faces. It seems that the Steam survey relied on PC specification and data, and thus only counted headsets that were linked or tethered. This
Hmm.
past month, Valve changed their headset to scan Steam VR logs instead, thus the number spiked.
With this change, Quest 2 still remains at the top of the month's survey at almost 50%, and Valve Index is now up to 15.8%. Oculus Rift is still alive at 11%, with HTC Vive, Windows Mixed Reality, Quest 1, Pico, and others filling out the rest of the list.
Worries about the changes in staff for the Microsoft HoloLens aside, Microsoft's military HoloLens reached a major milestone this past week as the IVAS project released a prototype for operational testing in the next state of the AR headset's suitability for combat, and the first results are pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. The next phase of testing began in early May, and the feedback from soldiers has been positive. Rumors are flying around that soldiers were fighting more with a headset than fighting in the simulations, and now things are shifting ahead. We're excited to see the HoloLens move forward, especially with a new development team, as that often means new improvements in future consumer headsets, right? Yeah, love that.
That's right.
Settle
Meta is
down.
report. Meta is reporting that they are scaling back plans for AR glasses and pivoting away from the consumer device called Portal to focus more and more on VR, narrowing down employees, projects, and investments in their reality labs. The AR glasses were to be a direct competitor to Apple's AR glasses, so we'll see where this all leads.
Oh, especially with the Apple glasses being delayed, maybe even as much as a year.
Mhm.
So we'll see. The EU has officially reached an agreement to make the USB C mandatory for all phones starting in 2024. This bodes so well for application to VR headsets. Please, 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 let's hope the days of owning 80 different power brick and connectors for 40
Ah,
different devices is over. One
yes.
connection for all data, all power. Oh my God, wouldn't that be lovely? I have
Oh.
bricks that are left over from the last 20 some years. I hate it.
I
Which
know
plug
it's
you need? I need the little one. Which one? The square little one. You mean the little square little one that is flat or the one that's curved on one side? No, no, the one that's actually more like a rectangle. Oh God, I'm so tired of these stupid connectors.
yeah, let's get some compatibility issues resolved here. Anyway, let's explore some news from in and around the metaverse, news you need to know as it impacts so many of us. Well,
Okay, now Barbie is in the metaverse.
I
Are we ready for that? Can you hear me?
yes, yes,
Okay, I'm having a little bit of lag. I'm just checking in. All coming out good?
you're good. Uh-huh.
Okay, it's not for me, but I'm hope I am. So I'm going to keep going unless I get interrupted or messaged. So Barbie's in the metaverse. Mattel's infamous Barbie is not only now representing the metaverse in a collaboration with however you say it, with NFTs, they're bringing Hot Wheels, American Girl, Thomas the Tank Engine, Polly Pocket, and Masters of the Universe into the metaverse as playable avatars on Cryptoys. The avatars will be sold as NFTs. Expect this to be the first of toys and games making their way into the metaverse.
Wow. Along with the announcement comes news that Mattel has also released their first trans Barbie for Pride Month. Inspired by Laverne Cox, the doll is meant to help children play with dolls that represent themselves and others to embrace diversity.
The announcement also stated how important such a representation is in the US as the US is facing over 250 anti-transgender legislations in the past few months. As we honor Pride Month here in Altspace VR, we need to remember to honor all of the challenges that we face to find representation. I don't care if it's seeing a black face, an Indian face, a Mexican, Latino face, or trans face, or whatever it is. That representation is so important, as well as inclusion in the real world, and we need that in the metaverse. So this is a beautiful move, commercial one, but a beautiful one.
An LGBTQ plus VR museum launched this week to the public in the metaverse. We've had some amazing LGBTQ plus museums and exhibits here in Altspace VR, as well as found on other platforms. And one more is always exciting. It was designed to preserve the stories and histories. Okay, Lorel, you're lagging a bit there. Okay, I'm going to continue, and then you can pick up when you get your audio resolved there. So, developed by Diverse Technologies, it's currently part of the Tribeca Festival and entered through their VR platform June 8th through June 19th. We hope that it will be available to a wider audience access in the various VR stores soon. Patsu Miko is bringing the metaverse to Discord in an MMPRPG light game found on Ethereum and Solana. Their game hosts over 60,000 monthly active users, and their Discord servers host over 60 million users among 1.4 million separate Discord communities. And you thought your one Discord event server was too much to keep up with?
How would you like to manage 1.4 Discord servers? Million Discord servers. I can barely handle like 4. They are, I mean, that was just stunning. That's just stunning. They're
Oh,
working with Discord to more closely integrate the game in the metaverse through Discord, and the resulting technologies and techniques could likely filter to all Discord users. Now, it is clear that Discord and the metaverse are very, very closely bonded, and we're going to have more Discord tips coming up later in the show.
you want to continue there, Laurel? Okay. Research is out this
Yeah.
week on how.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want to read that part? You want to
Yeah,
continue
research
with
is out
that?
this week on how cyber criminals are targeting cryptocurrency users. The criminals are using spoofed emails, fake login pages, and hacking popular crypto platforms to the tune of billions. There was a 79% jump in crypto related crime just last year.
Wow. As we move more and more into this new currency, especially with the popularity of NFTs leading the way in scams, fraud, and theft, please be careful in the metaverse where your money is involved. Protect your privacy and your wallet.
hmm We love it when VR taps and just shines its magic. VR Scout reported on a hospital metaverse for Children's Health Center at Alder Hey Children's Hospital. They've created a digital twin of the radiology department to uh, for patients so that they can visit remotely using a VR headset to familiarize themselves with the sights and the sounds to feel more comfortable during their actual visit.
That's awesome. They'll be able to play with the MRI and X ray machines and role play and interact with the environment. Ah, we love that. Work
hmm
similar to this is happening around the world. Educators and VR's XR medical and healthcare team explore topics like this in the metaverse and VR apps at their meetups in Altspace VR. So check them out to learn more and get involved in helping to support such projects.
And we want to remind everyone, I'm so excited about this. I want to really go there and see it. So if you're near it, do it. July 1st through September is the Unboxed Festival in the UK, and it's featuring Story Trails. This is an AR experience that brings history to life in 15 different villages and communities across Britain. With the Story Trails mobile app built on top of Niantic Lightship, you will be able to walk around these sites and using AR, learn about its history and culture.
Wow, that's just amazing, Laurel.
I so want to do this.
If you live or plan on visiting the UK this summer, take advantage of this. For those of you outside of the UK or even in it, consider working with Light Shop AR to create your own local art or history experience in your community. Check it out.
hmm Now, on to one of our favorite topics, world building.
Yay!
Yay! Adobe's Substance 3D Painter version 8.1 was released this past week with some very neat features, including ICC support for new color management in their brand new Adobe Color Engine. Very, very exciting. It comes with Linear S RGB, ACES CG, and Linear Adobe RBG to create improved color controls and shading. Very exciting.
You can also now import and export images with the ICC profile embedded, improving the process between Unity and Adobe's Painter software. The list of other feature improvements is long and includes new physical size support for substance materials, new fill layer parameters, new bakers, more than 100 presets with improved 3D texture noises, and so much
Oh,
more.
so exciting. Has anybody worked with Adobe Substance 3D yet? How about some hearts? If you have, oh, come on, world builders. You need to jump on it. Nico has. Of course he
Nico,
has. There's some cool stuff. Yeah. Blender. How many of you have worked with Blender? Yeah. Blender's 3.2 version 3.2 is out now with new rendering features, painting tools, performance improvements, and so much more. Cool effects with lighting and shadow caustics, and the new light groups feature will have world builders oohing and awing. So update now.
Oh, I'm setting time aside soon to go through the new Blender features. It's so exciting, and I can't wait to play with them.
Now, GitHub reported this week that there were nearly, you think that those millions of Discords, listen to this, 5,000 public contributions to Discord made every minute on the coding platform.
Wow.
5,000 per minute. It's
Jeez.
amazing. To celebrate developers and projects throughout their entire history, they're recognizing some of the most amazing projects in GitHub, along with a new achievement badge feature.
Did you know that NASA's first powered flight on Mars was supported through GitHub? And that the code
Hmm.
was achieved in the Arctic Code Vault for at least the next 1,000 years as part of
It
their
was,
historical archives project?
yeah, it's archived. It's not achieved. It's archived in the Arctic Code Vault. That is cool.
Oh, just love that, especially it was
Hmm.
so hard to find the first HTML
Oh,
code
yeah.
ever published, along with the first emails, because no one cared.
Oh,
Now they're starting to care.
I love that. Remember the hunt for the first HTML and the first email? They finally found it, but it was just not the same. All right. The new achievements feature will allow you to represent your history of work and code submissions, pull requests, issues, etc. on your profile. The achievements are optional and right now not too specific as you can create your own. If you're a world builder and you're using GitHub, which we highly recommend, check out the news on this in the news and updates Discord and start showing off your achievements.
Unity chief executive John Riccitiello stated that the current HTML and JavaScript driven websites of today will become the 3D metaverse by 2030. It's going to be before then. It's already happening
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
already
well, in my
happening. Yeah.
opinion. Websites
Yeah.
will become interactive virtual worlds, destinations, if you will, where people will explore information, products, services, and experiences in virtual spaces. For many of us, we're already doing that. We're such
Mhm.
pioneers, aren't we?
We are. We are. Oh, now it has come to our attention that someone, oh, Karen, what's the right word for it? Um,
Oh,
okay,
well,
stolen. I think stolen's the best word I can think of. The
mhm.
copyrighted version of the Altspace VR Campfire and other Altspace VR templates and brought them into VR chat. Besides it just being weird, I mean, it's just weird,
Mhm.
okay? And it's kind of wrong thing to do. We want to remind you that this community thrives on creativity. Please do not copy the work of others. Be original.
Yeah, and honestly, we have some of the most creative and talented people here in AltSpace VR. It's such a beautiful thing. There's just no reason to copy. Create your own. You can parody or slightly emulate for sure. Let's see your imagination shine as you make your worlds and events your own.
Hmm. The Educators in VR MRE meetup with Dargan last week. Oh my God, it was so amazing. If you missed it, we're going to have to start filming these. He shared his techniques for distributing information across multiple worlds with MREs. How cool is that? That's very exciting.
Wow. The next meetup is June 22nd, and you will not want to miss it. You'll learn more about how to expand your world building capabilities with a little bit of programming.
This Wednesday, the Educators in VR World Building team is hosting another two-part introduction to world building in Altspace VR. Beginners will travel with a team to learn how to build in Altspace VR, and intermediate and advanced users will stay and discuss world building techniques and answer questions for each other on how they're pushing the boundaries of world building skills.
Remember, world builders, get ready. A special tour is scheduled in July of some of the most influential and creative scary worlds for the upcoming Halloween Fright Night and World Maze annual event in October.
If you wish to have your scary world Behold, included in the 5th year of this annual AltSpace VR community event, get inspired. Let the mood come to you. And
Ah.
start working on it right now.
I need to start working on my scary voice because it's not
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, we do. Ooh.
You're a good teacher, Laurel. December
Yeah.
is our annual community holiday storytelling and world tours event. If you wish to participate in any of these, please let us know. We want this year to be better than previous years, and that's a really high bar to move.
Mhm.
It's time now for our quick Discord tip of the week. Discord is our back channel communications tool used by AltSpace VR and events and groups all across the AltSpace community.
Now let's share a few of the limits of Discord because after all, everything has limits.
So true. During the pandemic, Discord changed their private direct messaging called DMs from 10 to 15 people. Unfortunately, they're back to 10.
God, it makes it hard to go. Which
Mm.
10, 9 people plus myself need to be in here? Okay. You may
Mhm.
be a member of up to 100 Discourse servers. If you're a Nitro subscriber, you may subscribe to 200. I can barely keep up with my 100. Eek.
Oh. You can also have up to 250,000 members. 250,000, that's a lot of
Mhm.
members on a single Discord server. Though you can request an increase on the member cap if you get that close.
However, here's something to understand by all Discord server owners that once a server hits 2,000 users, all notifications are turned off except for at everyone and specific names or groups.
A single Discord server is limited to 500 voice and text channels and 50 categories. It's also limited to 250 different user roles. A lot.
Ugh, that's a lot. Now you have Discord by the numbers. We love us some Discord. If you have a Discord tip you'd like to share with us, please let us know or share it on our news and updates Discord. Now it's that time most of you have been waiting for. It's time for AltSpace VR events. It's time to review just a few of the more than 300 VR events that we have here in AltSpace VR that's coming this week and beyond.
It's Pride Month. It's the month to
Hmm.
show off your pride and support for the LGBTQ plus community. We love Pride Month, as you can see, and we love to recognize and honor the events supporting Pride all month long.
Hmm. Now, Scott, he can. I just am fascinated with this. He continues with his Star Trek series on Sundays with a PowerPoint presentation and review on season 3 with episode 16 called "The Offspring," which was fascinating. I think join in the presentation for a lively discussion of the episode and all things Star Trek. What a cool passion project.
It sure is. This week's Money Monday with the first U.S. First Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, hosted by Scott, continues to shine and is quickly becoming an educational discussion favorite. This week, they will discuss how this lawyer, born in poverty, rose up to create a monetary system in the United States and what can be learned from history that can be applied to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and how they're changing the nature of money.
Now, Scott is also working on an acting project to recreate and gamify in order to learn more about how the US government was formed with the help of Hamilton. And he's looking for volunteers and actors to help support that effort.
Also, join him on Wednesday to represent one of the 13 states for the registration of the Second Continental Congress event, during which this involves a recreation of the debate and learn more about the history of the United States.
Hmm. Now, Failed to Render is again on Mondays as well as throughout the week, and it's bringing adult humor often mixed with real world comedy club experiences right here into AltSpace VR.
Educators in VR's 2D training is Tuesday. If you've never had this training and you use 2D, you definitely need to come. Not only is it fun, but you may learn a few tricks along the way.
Hmm. The creative working writing, oh my goodness, the creative writing workshop is also on Tuesday and it features readers who come together to share their original works with a live audience. Bring your short original story, poem, or excerpt to share it, or just come by to listen and enjoy the great stories by these writers.
Another interesting event on Wednesday is the Metaverse Exploring Meetup with two presenters. First, Wouter Sligder, I murdered that name,
Sligner, yeah.
conversational AI consultant at CGI, will give a presentation on conversational AI and what role it will play in the metaverse. Then Aditya Mani, founder of Yologram, will give a presentation on fashion in the metaverse.
Nicholas Barone's Computer Science and VR is hosting their meetup on Wednesday for people to learn about building with Unity and to sign up for the Unity classes. So check those out along with the other interesting events on Wednesdays, and you can check them out at the altvr.com website.
On Thursday, join Tales from Africa, during which they will share scary stories and news from Africa. They'll also be doing interviews with African trendsetters.
The cyberbullying team with educators in VR also meets on Thursday to explore all perspectives on toxicity in the metaverse and encourage standards and practices that keep virtual communities open, thriving, and healthy. And there's going to be some really interesting news talked about on Thursday. So you want to be there. It impacts all of us.
Also on Thursday, Trip and Evolve VR Meditation will be discussing 100 Bloomsday, the day in and around Dublin described by James Joyce in his masterpiece Ulysses. They will have pictures, quotes, readings, and a discussion of the book. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah. And Educators in VR's virtual hardware team meets on Thursday. And I believe that this event is going to be covering haptics, all kinds of things with haptics, but they cover all the different VR headsets, controllers, VR labs, haptic controllers, augmented reality, and the wide diversity of immersive technology and hardware. So don't miss that on Thursday.
Another popular Thursday event is Simulation Nation. This week, Gamer from 2009 follows a death row inmate who battles his fellow prisoners in a violent online game called Slayers. His every move controlled by a young gamer's remote device.
Ooh. On Friday, join the Harlem Film House Metaverse as they celebrate Meta in Black Juneteenth Meta Festival in Town Hall. And Juneteenth, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Really important holiday.
Yes, it is. Join them again on Saturday for a Meta and IRL concert featuring amazing performances and special guests. It's followed by the Black AF Juneteenth After Party Part 2, sorry. It all takes place at the beautiful Harlem Square Gardens.
If you encounter an event that doesn't match the description or the expectations, or you feel violates the Altspace VR community guidelines in terms of service, or one of the ones that you land and there's just a teleporter and nobody's sitting in there and it takes you to another world because they're trying to get around the main event limitations. For those that think that's a wrong thing to do, whatever those things, that's something that's violating what you think are the rules of the game here in alt space, so to say. While the event is active, you may report it in world by going to the event and clicking on info and then report.
You may also report positive feedback and rate events as well when they're live, helping the event host and AltSpace VR know when events are successful.
Oh my goodness, Karen, this is just a few of the highlights
Oh,
this week.
yes.
Remember, there are over 300 events a week. Some days some weeks it's almost 400. We can barely keep
Phew.
up with them. The schedule changes often, so please check the website and in-world calendar to stay up to date.
We do our best to bring you the highlights from this ever growing community, and we are so glad you're here to join to share it with us.
Now it is time. I love it. It's time for our discussion time where you have the chance to have your say.
Yay.
Share your news, your thoughts and opinions and let us know what you're doing here in the Altspace VR community.
The news about Alex Kipman leaving Microsoft in a few months And the changes in the Microsoft business structure for managing AltSpace VR and moving it closer and closer to Microsoft Mesh. We know you've got some thoughts about that, and we would like to hear them.
How do you think the change is going to impact AltSpace VR in our community? Will it bring faster updates and improvements in our features? And are you ready for that transition to Microsoft Mesh? What do you think about it? So share with us your thoughts, concerns, hopes, and your stories. Just hit that raise hand button at the bottom of the right hand corner of your screen, and let's hear from you.
And we've
Karen, who's
got
up?
two up. And
All
Carnegie,
right.
you are on air.
Hey,
Hey,
Carnegie.
hey, Laurel. Hi, Karen. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I was a little disappointed about the news. The Alex, but hopefully it'll make a positive impact. And I do
Mhm.
like the idea that now it's been split up. That AltSpace is not going to be part of the same business unit as Teams. So maybe we'll see some synergy with that because Teams has got a lot of resources and a lot of engineering on that particular side of the Microsoft family, and a lot of innovation.
True.
So I'm hoping that some positivity will come from this. And Alex had contributed a lot to the Microsoft community, and so it's kind of sad farewell. But things change, and I'm looking for a positive outcome.
Amen. Yes, indeed.
Love that, Carnegie. Yes, thanks for
Hmm.
sharing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, next up is Steph. Steph, you're on air.
Hi. My only thought is a negative one because I'm wondering that the more we get aligned with the business side of Microsoft per se, are we going to wind up with more paid services or paid for this service of being on AltSpace as opposed to having free access and what makes AltSpace AltSpace? So that's my one concern.
Mhm.
I agree. And it's really tough because we've always kind of known that, the payment was going to come home to roost. This Altspace is heading into 7 years old and it's been completely free. Everything we do on is free, 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 free. You do pretty much almost whatever you want for free. Um, what's going to change in the future? Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because, you know, free lunches don't always last forever. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this migrates. I'm with you.
Yeah, it sure
Excellent
is.
point.
Thank you, Steph, for
Yes.
sharing that.
Thanks.
Okay, you
Any-
guys, we have more time today for our discussion. So, I'm
Yeah.
sure you've got some thoughts on this because I know in individual discussions with people, everybody has an opinion on, where what they would like to see in alt space. What would you like to become of it? What do you think's going to happen with the Microsoft changes? Because it does filter down eventually. Okay, we have
Mm-hmm.
somebody up here. Stands with trees, my friend Matthew. You
Hey,
got the
Stance.
Yay.
megaphone, Matthew.
Yeah, well, I I'm really not sure what to say about it. I'm kind of excited because the Microsoft is really pushing this whole mesh thing, and I'm really hoping that it does trickle down to us as quickly as possible. I've been really excited about the idea of doing my own holoportation events. I'm hoping that I can do that someday. So I would just say, generally speaking, I'm pretty excited, and I'm hoping that this comes down sooner rather than later.
Well, if you do holoportation, you're going to have to start wearing makeup again.
Yeah, I know, but that's
You have
okay.
to take a shower once in a while, get gorgeous, get that
Yeah,
hair,
yeah,
all
yeah,
styled
yeah.
and curled, and, visit the beauty salon regularly. It's kind of weird to think about.
Well, no,
They go
I just
see
thought,
you.
how
They go
cool.
see you.
I mean, how cool would it be where I could go to my local powwow and holoportate it into Altspace? I mean, that would be so cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
would
the
be
whole.
really cool.
Yeah, we're a long way from whole events. We're just barely keeping up with individual people, but yeah, that would be very, very cool. That would be very,
Sure
very cool.
would.
I love that. I love that idea. Yeah. And it's really cool to, the holoportation is very awesome, especially when it comes to entertainment and performances, to see the performer perform live. Now, I had no problem with all the celebrities we've had performing here in Altspace, seeing their avatars and still feeling like I'm with them. They did a custom avatar for Reggie Watts, and I felt like I was with him. I knew he was in the room with me. I had no problem with that. So seeing them physically, I don't think is a big boon, but it is cool to like see their instruments and things like that just with it that are attached to the body. I think would be very cool. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I'm looking forward to all that possibility. Yay!
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, raise your hands. I know you have thoughts. I know there's stuff going on in your head there. Share
You know
with
what I'm
us.
Yes, please. What I'm really excited about is the possibilities for world builders. We went through the URP, which gave us some amazing things. I'm still waiting for, the shade shadows to come back in, please. Unfortunately, there's enough Quest 1 users and stuff where it crashes headsets. But the headsets and the equipment that are improving so that we can do these things and have more powerful world building capabilities. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also
Mhm.
looking forward to, with the Microsoft logins, having greater security so that maybe we can have more trusted scripts and trusted coding for world building, not
Yes.
just MREs. And so, with improved security comes, and kind of trust comes, better stuff.
Okay, Lance, you are next. You're up.
All right. Well, talking about the world building side for the changes for the mixed reality from Microsoft,
Hmm.
I always say I hope that they will let us be able to play with lighting of the avatars. I always say that. 'Cause that's what I
Hmm.
really want.
Okay.
Because that there will make it so I can create more horror maps, but have it where the light actually will affect the avatar. Instead of
Mhm.
being in a pitch black or foggy world, you can still see the person on the opposite side of the room. That would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
cool.
Playing with the outdoor lighting is, we can do a little bit right now, but it's not quite the same, is it?
Yeah.
So it'll be
No.
cool.
Lance is
And
already planning his
yeah.
Halloween worlds, I think.
Yay!
Always, always.
Yeah, it's this year I think is going to be absolutely amazing. And for those of you wondering, I've talked to Carnivore, and he's working on House of Carn 2. We're hoping
Yay.
he's going to be able to get it done before he has some big projects coming up this fall. But I keep nagging him because
I
House of
love
Carn was
House
just
of Carn.
amazing. It's
Oh,
just amazing, and we need more goodies like that. So we're gonna have him back to
yeah,
talk about it.
I mean, it's been what I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years since House of Carn, and the
Hmm.
technology's kind of caught up to where he was, but he
Hmm.
really was on the cutting edge when he made that world.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's just genius. Any other
Yes.
thoughts about where you think Altspace is going? What about the changes? Karen, what about you?
I knew you were going to ask me, Lorel.
I know.
I really would like to see the whole mesh thing and more interactivity and all of that filtered down to us. I think more interactivity, would be great. I would also like to see Microsoft again put some effort into building out the MRE and making it a little bit more accessible to the general community. Resume development on that and
Hmm.
just keep up with VR. Hopefully, all these awesome things that we keep hearing about for companies, are going to filter down to us.
Oh yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream. I'm
Mhm.
with you on that. All right. Thank you, everyone. The conversation doesn't end here. Just be aware, we are talking about these things with people all week long. And so be aware of that. And Mark says that on our live stream, hey, Mike says he really hopes it will not become another Skype situation. And for all you youngins, Skype was hugely successful before it was smashed into Link and mashed into Microsoft. It's terrible. And then Teams took over. And then they began to pour Teams features into Skype to a point it's almost irrelevant because Teams rules. So they're hoping that he's hoping that Altspace doesn't go that way and just become a VR plugin for Teams or for Microsoft Mesh. So thank you, Mike. Totally
Mhm.
agree. You know, we kind of starting to feel like we're the ugly
Mhm.
stepsister or something like that to enterprise, where we used to be the main thing. Um, we'll see what happens. I'm not giving up on it yet. All right. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Now, that is all for this week's news and updates. Thank you for joining us here every week and celebrating almost 4 years of news and updates. We do this for you every Saturday to help you become a better informed community, whether you're watching live or you're watching like Mike on YouTube, our live stream. We have some very fun events that are coming up soon, so keep your eye on our Discord and our news and updates channel here in Altspace VR for updates.
And when news you need to know happens, we share it in our news and updates Discord so you get the news through the clutter of information. Please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels so others can keep up with the news in and around Altspace.
Now, we live stream the news onto YouTube and Twitch every week so that Mike can watch it as well as everybody else. So you can catch up on the past episodes and more about Altspace VR events, projects, news, and community activities. This is truly a labor of love, or we wouldn't do it otherwise. We love our volunteer team members who help us gather the news as reporters, moderators, and help us put the show together every week.
And we do this for you for free. We are not Altspace VR employees. Our team works hard each week to gather the news and information to help our community keep up with everything going on here in Altspace VR.
If you'd like to join the news and updates team, please let us know. We are looking for so many people to help volunteer, so come join us because this show is as much yours as it is ours, and we'd love for you to be a part of it.
Thanks to all of our news and updates volunteers and moderators who help make this event such a success. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
To all of those who are cooking right now, please find a cool spot. For our LGBTQ plus friends, happy Pride Month. We support you all as around the world, newfound freedoms and rights are back at risk again. And we want you to know that we support your rights. We're here.
To all of our Russian and Ukrainian friends and community members, we're here with you. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
Yay! Thank you, Karen. Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you, Lorel.
Consider
Thanks, Mark.
Karen. Thanks,
Thanks, everybody, for
Dawn,
being
everybody.
here.
Thank you.
Have a good week, and we'll see you next Saturday.